God.
Do not start the podcast like
Welcome to the No Plays Off podcast.
that. It's not. It's no.
This is the Crimson Network,
It's
the
not.
No Plays Off podcast. He's Alex Gullett, saltier than ever.
Yes.
I am Paul Nelson, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Roll Tide. Yes, I'm a homer. Guess what? If you're a fan of a team, you are too. Yes, absolutely. Love the Crimson. Listen, we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
We are going to.
It has been a crazy week in college football.
We are going to talk about the best to never win a championship.
Yes.
College football players who have never won a championship. We should just call that the Florida State Award. Let's just call that because they are snubbed. Yes, sir. We're going to talk about what everybody's talking about right now.
Yes.
The college football playoff. That's it.
That's
We're
the
just
big game.
we're just talking about the college football playoff.
That's the big thing. That's it.
Listen, I'd ask how you're doing. I know you're doing good. I know I'm doing great. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's dive.
What did the committee? The committee came out and they said Michigan's number one.
Finally, they would you just look at it?
Yeah.
Can you say it again? Who's number one?
Michigan is ranked number one.
Michigan is ranked number one. First time since 1997, 95, something like that.
Sure. Yeah, sure. It's a first time. Awesome. I would say it's a first time for Alabama to. Oh, it's not. We're used to being there. Thank you. Number two, Washington.
Yeah. The undefeated Pac-12 champion. Went through Oregon 2 times.
Twice.
Yeah, neutral field and at home. Crazy.
Number three, Texas.
Texas.
Hook 'em? Anyone?
Yeah,
Hook 'em?
Yeah. Sneaky good.
Sneaky good.
Sneaky
And
good.
number four, Florida State. Oh, no. It's Roll Tide.
It's
It's the
crazy.
University of Alabama.
Crazy decision.
Home of Forrest Gump.
The home of Forrest Gump. Absolutely.
He played for him.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Jenny.
I saw it. We don't talk about Jenny.
Jenny.
Jenny. And who did they put fifth? Florida State.
They did.
Saltiest team in the history of college football.
The only undefeated Power 5 school to be left out of the college football playoffs in the history since 2014.
College football playoffs, yeah, only 10 years young.
It's still the first.
People are acting like, it's been 100 years. No, it's been 10
It's
years.
still the first.
Georgia, ranked
Sixth, yeah. Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Can we walk through it?
Please, go ahead.
Let's walk through it. Let's start with Michigan. Number one. I told you. I just want to look at you. Look at me in the eye. Look at me. Hold on. Look at me.
I don't even need notes for this show.
Look at me. Look at me. Yeah. I told you. Michigan. You said, no way they beat Ohio State. Ohio State's going to roll over Michigan. And what happened?
Say they'd roll.
Michigan rolls over Ohio State. That's right. They
roll
did.
Tide.
Yeah. So here we are.
Yep.
Big Ten champion, undefeated on the year. Michigan Wolverines. Finally. And I've been saying it all year.
That powerhouse Iowa. Oof.
Oh,
Yeah, that powerhouse Iowa.
Yeah.
Hadn't scored a point against a top 25 team. Powerhouse.
Still hasn't.
What a terrible matchup.
It was a bad matchup.
Yeah.
But, hey, Big Ten champion. Rolled over Ohio State.
Awesome.
Beat Iowa. Didn't score a point. Iowa still didn't score a point. They're the Big Ten champ. They're number one in the nation right now.
Congrats.
Rightfully so. I've been saying it. And you're going to eat your words because I love the matchup. 1-4. We're going to get our Super Bowl, our national championship, the very first game.
Yep.
1-4.
Careful what you wish for, Alex, because you got it, buddy.
We got it.
You got it.
No, you got it.
No, you got it because all I've heard was Alabama's not the scariest team. Jalen Milroe, he came on, but he doesn't look that good. He's not J.J. McCarthy.
If Nick Saban's not the coach of Alabama, they don't get in. If Nick Saban's not the coach of Alabama, they don't get in. Somebody paid somebody.
If my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bicycle.
Michigan, they got right. Washington, they got it right. Undefeated Pac-12 team. Beat Oregon twice. They had some good wins on the year. Hey, they're exactly where they need to be. It makes perfect sense.
Can we stop right there? Can we stop at 1-2?
Yeah.
Because they got it wrong.
Do you think so?
They absolutely got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Washington should have been one?
Washington should have been number one.
That's absolutely wrong.
Washington should have been number one.
No.
The opponents they played were better than the ones Michigan played.
Whatever.
Michigan's top 2 teams that they played were who?
Ohio State.
And Penn State?
Penn State, probably.
Yeah. And Penn State looks like trash.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever.
Yeah, not whatever. You're telling me
Michigan did Michigan beat Mizzou?
No,
they didn't.
No, you were high as a kite. This is no.
I'm thinking about Georgia.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's from Georgia.
Yeah.
Look at Washington, right? I would say Washington's schedule was so much more difficult than Michigan's.
It was probably more difficult than Michigan's, yeah.
Why aren't they rated number 1 then?
Because Michigan's the better team.
They're not the better. Why would you say they're the better team? Margin of victory. When you play weaker teams, you score more points than the other team.
You do this every week when we get on this podcast. You find a way to try to dismiss what Michigan's done. Listen,
some of the stuff they've done is dismissive.
Now, I'm going to give you my college football playoff predictions after we're done with this, and I can't wait for it to happen because you're finally going to look at me and you're going to say, damn, you were right.
I bet I don't say that.
I bet you do.
I will bet you $1 I do not say that.
I bet you do. You still owe me the bet from Michigan, Ohio State.
What bet?
Remember, we made the bet. We didn't decide on what the bet was, but we made the bet.
I think we asked the people, and you know what? They didn't say anything.
We will ask them again.
Last I checked,
ask them again. Yeah, we'll ask them again.
Washington should have been 1. Michigan should have been number 2.
I don't think so.
But you know what? Great. Awesome. You got your number 1 seed, and you know what? You're going to be looking like the Michigan players when they saw who number 4 was. Oh.
I think they were more upset at Florida State. For Florida State.
Bull crap. They were upset that they aren't playing
Norvell
Florida
and
State.
those guys.
They're upset that they're playing Alabama football.
No. So let's go back to number 3. Yeah. Hey, listen, Big 12 champion.
Yeah.
Texas, the Longhorns. Can I tell you something? Where do you rank Quinn Ewers in quarterbacks right now? College football. Top 5?
No, he's not in the top 5.
He looks good.
I would still like if we're just talking about college football, like not NFL prospects or anything. I think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in football, college football. Probably. I think Michael Penix might be next, then Bo Nix. Then I would have Jalen Milroe, then maybe Caleb Williams. So those are 5 right there.
You don't have Caleb Williams number 1?
No, if we're just talking about college football. We're not talking about going to the NFL. Then I would put Carson Beck in there. He's probably 6.
Did he go in the portal?
No.
Oh, wait, Ohio State had like 40 people go in the portal.
Carson Beck is actually coming back. He just announced he's coming back to Georgia. Quinn Ewers, though, said he's going back to Texas.
Yeah, good for him.
Texas is, you're
King Dingaling already. Why leave?
Are we?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point?
You love saying King Dingaling, don't you?
That's my favorite thing.
Who was King Dingaling last week?
JJ McCarthy.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is King Dingaling. Yeah, because
now he's moving on.
Yeah.
He's not going to the bowl game.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers, I now pronounce you King Dingaling.
King Dingaling, Quinn Ewers.
You've anointed him.
Hey, listen, so Texas, can I tell you something?
Yes.
Tell me if you agree or not.
Okay.
They are sneaky good. Like, Big 12 champ, went over Alabama, narrow loss to Oklahoma. That's the loss on the record right now. Quinn Ewers, I believe they could surprise some people in this playoff. Do you think there's a chance?
I think if you've watched Texas this year, they're not surprising anybody. I don't think they're surprising anybody.
No, I think 3rd is good for them.
I think there's an argument that they have the 2nd best win in college football.
Yes.
Going into Tuscaloosa,
Alabama,
and winning. I also think they're lucky they caught Alabama when they did. I think
that was when Milroe was figuring it out. They were kind of flopping quarterbacks.
I think Quinn Ewers is, like you said, he's emerging as this top quarterback in college.
Yeah. The running back room is great.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jonathan Brooks got hurt.
Yeah.
And that's a big loss.
That is huge.
But what has looked amazing is that defense. That defensive line is
they have some big guys on there.
Could be the best in the country.
Yeah.
So Texas, are they back? I don't know if they're back or not. I don't know if this is a one-year fluke. You know what? Flukes happen a lot in college football. You doing hook 'em, huh?
Yeah. Michigan
about that,
right? Hey, so listen. Now we're going to go to number 4, Alabama. Your boys.
This is the biggest controversy.
Can I tell you something? The political favorite gets in. The political favorite gets in. So they turned the whole college football world upside down. You know what they did? Roll Tide. They did. They rolled right into the playoffs.
Roll damn Tide.
And do you know what's going to happen next? They're going to roll their asses right back out because they got Michigan. They got lined up with Michigan. Michigan's going to take them, fold them up like a bowling ball, and just slingshot them down the, what do you call the bowling thing? The bowling
alley.
Yeah.
Last I checked, you don't fold bowling balls. 1, sir. 2, not going to happen. Now, you really think Alabama shouldn't have been 4?
I think it was wrong to leave a Power 5 undefeated.
Why?
Here's what I'll say. I think Alabama was the better team.
So what are we talking about then?
But I think with the one loss, and then Florida State being undefeated, not only undefeated, but they walked through. Remember, they lost Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
So then second stringer comes in and they get a victory with the second stringer.
Yeah.
And then they have to play the
Tate Rodemaker.
Yeah. And then they had to play the ACC championship game.
Yep.
With the third stringer.
Brock Glenn.
Yeah, that's it. And so when you look at it, I'm like, hey, it didn't matter who played quarterback. And I know, so they beat Louisville 16-6. That's not a big win. And Louisville stinks. We all know Louisville is not a good team.
Boat race by Kentucky.
They lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Kentucky.
A mediocre SEC team.
I think they lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Kentucky. There were some bad losses, right, by Louisville to be playing in the ACC championship game. But here's what we know. The ACC, wash division right now. Anytime Clemson's bad in the ACC is bad.
Yeah.
Hurricanes aren't
Miami
good.
isn't as good. Virginia Tech is
Tech's not
super
good.
Struggling.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Pittsburgh looks like trash.
Yeah. And so the ACC championship game, not one to really be blown away with. Had Florida State won by 25 or 30, they may have made it in.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I think Alabama is clearly
But I think
better
Alabama's
team.
the better team. I do.
They're
I don't
the
think
better
they
team.
got it
and you
wrong
said,
in that sense.
You said it's a political thing.
There's certainly a political thing.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Because two things can be right.
Right.
Two things can be right. Alabama can be the better team.
Yes.
But Florida can be more deserving, right? Two things can be right at the same time. And so I think if it's not Alabama, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What if this is Tulane?
Mm-hmm.
Or what if this is
a non-Power 5 school?
No, even a power. Let's think about a Power 5 school. I'm not very familiar.
Auburn, Georgia.
Think if it's Georgia,
USC.
If it's USC,
mm-hmm.
That's a good one. If it's a Pac-12,
you're welcome.
They're 11-1.
Okay,
and they end up winning the Pac-12. They end up beating Washington.
Okay,
so Washington is now 11-1,
mm-hmm.
and they are 11-1 too.
USC would have got in.
You think so?
Yeah.
Over Florida State?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think if USC, if we're talking the Pac-12 is like the SEC, and USC just beat the number one team in the country,
I don't think you can have
absolutely.
I think the last thing the committee wanted was a playoff without Auburn, LSU, Alabama, Georgia.
No. You talk about all right. You talk about politics, right? This is political.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I just know
you know
Alabama,
exactly what that means.
I don't know what it means.
You know what it means.
This is a Final Four tournament, right?
Yeah.
Tournament, meaning it's an invitational.
It is.
Guess what? There's 5 Power 5 conferences. Somebody's not getting an invitation.
Somebody's not getting in. Yeah, absolutely.
Florida State right now, right? Everybody's up in arms. They should have got in. They should have got in. Florida State should have got in. No, they shouldn't have got in. Because right now, look at your phone. Look at the line, right? Michigan, Alabama, the line's probably what? Like,
I think Michigan's favored by 3.
Michigan by 3 or 4?
Yeah, probably.
Florida State.
Let me look it up.
Florida State, Georgia, right? So if we're saying that Florida State should have been going against Michigan, the line is probably huge. I would say it'd be similar to the line that they have against Georgia. And I guarantee you, right? I have not looked at this. I have not looked at the line yet. I bet you the line is anywhere between 12 and 14 points.
The line's not out yet.
I guarantee you, okay, the line is somewhere between 12 and 14 points.
Wonder why they don't have the line out yet. It's still early, though.
Listen, Florida State shouldn't be number 5. How about that one? Georgia should be ranked ahead of Florida State.
So you think they did Florida State a favor?
Yes, absolutely. I think they said, oh, we feel bad for the kids. Awesome. Yeah. Great. I don't feel bad.
Now Florida State, can we talk about Florida State for a minute?
Yeah.
I have some things I want to say to Florida State.
Go ahead.
As a new college football fan, I'm going to tell them, hey, listen, it sucked, but don't worry. Michigan's going to serve justice for you.
Oh, my God. Okay, they're not.
Undefeated ACC team, wins over LSU, Florida, Clemson, Miami, a scrappy Duke team. Louisville,
they're not scrappy,
and then Louisville with the third string quarterback in the championship, and they're out of the playoff for a 1-loss champion. To me, it just doesn't seem right. That's all I want to say. And I want to ask you something. Tell me, did the ACC have a winning record against the SEC this year?
They did.
They did, right?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
They
were 6-4, right?
Yeah, going back to last year.
1 game above.
Going back to last year, can you tell me how many games Florida State's won in a row?
18.
18 games.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, 18.
But the entirety of this program, all the kids that worked on 18 games,
now
18 in a row. No,
now you're pissing me off.
Hold on, 18 in a row.
Say your number, then I'm going to say some, all right?
And now the entirety of the program gets left out because Jordan Travis catches an injury. They
No.
still go undefeated, and the entirety of the program gets left out.
No.
But you know what? Let's make it better by giving them the Orange Bowl almost at home against Georgia.
Where they get boat raced by Georgia.
And what if they beat Georgia?
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Then you know what you can do? You can be UCF. You can fly your banner and say, we're national champions. Yay. Go
If
ahead.
you're Florida
Awesome.
State, do you play that bowl game?
Yes.
You don't boycott it?
Yeah. No. Why would you? So now you want to take money away from the kids, right?
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying you want to take money.
No, I'm not
Can I
saying
give
that.
you,
I'm
so
asking
18,
you a question. That's not what I want to do. I'm saying, what would you do?
18. No, you play the game.
You play the game.
You play the
I
game.
agree. Yeah.
Okay. People got to have good film for the NFL. This is your 4 years in college, your 3 years, your 2 years. If you're Bo Nix, you're 8 years in college, right?
Yeah.
It's all a job interview.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're there to get a degree, and you're there to try and move on to the NFL. You gave me some numbers. Let me give you some, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's trashing the SEC. You even said it too. You fell into this whole trap. This, poor Florida State. Hey, they're 6-4 against the SEC.
In a trap.
I'm just saying you bought into it.
I think
that's
both
okay.
things are right.
That's okay.
Alabama's the better team.
You
Florida State
bought into it. Can I give you some numbers? You gave me numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 4 out of the last 5 national championships have come from what conference?
The SEC.
6 out of the last 10 have come from
the SEC.
10 out of the last 15 have come from
don't know. SEC.
The SEC.
Yeah.
So
we know they're the division.
All this stuff about how they were 6-4 against SEC this year. Golly. But now you can't say, no, shut up. You cannot say, hey, they have 18 wins in a row the last 2 years.
But now you're telling me the exact same thing that I told you earlier when I said the committee could not see a playoff without Auburn, LSU.
They could.
Alabama, Georgia.
They could.
They couldn't. They could not. So Bama had to be in.
What this came down to, and what everybody's saying is like, hey, well, TCU, they didn't want another TCU last year. No, TCU beat your Michigan Wolverines in the first round.
They did.
They earned a spot in the national championship.
They did.
The problem is they got boat raced by Georgia.
But Georgia was a great team. They would have boat raced anybody last year, I think.
Georgia was a really good team. They didn't boat race Ohio State.
Yeah, they beat
didn't.
Them, though.
They didn't.
They beat them.
They beat them. They didn't, though. My question for everybody who's up in arms is, why is Georgia 6th?
Yeah.
Georgia should be 5th. They lost one game by 3 points in a championship game. That's it. Georgia, they're not as good as Alabama. Alabama's the better team.
Yeah.
But Georgia's better than Florida State.
Can I give you my final thoughts on Georgia?
That's fine. And then I want to give you one more about the top 2 seeds.
I only have a few things to say to Georgia.
Go ahead.
Assholes. You threw it all up. Look at the chaos you created.
Thank you.
By not showing up for one game.
Thank you.
And beating the Crimson Tide.
Didn't show up.
Assholes.
Alabama made sure they
Listen, I hope you lose, Georgia. I hope Florida State beats you by 30 in the Orange Bowl.
Good luck.
It won't happen.
Good.
But I hope. Now, your final thoughts.
Alabama won that game. Georgia didn't lose that game. I do feel that Florida State having to play after that game probably caused people to go, God,
yeah.
You know what we just finished watching? Now we're watching this dog crap.
Yeah,
that hurt bad. That's bad. I will say this. The team that ultimately got screwed is Washington. Washington gets the 1 seed. Where are they playing?
Yeah, they're playing Pasadena.
They're playing Pasadena, California.
Yeah.
Instead, they have to travel all the way across the country.
Yeah.
If anybody should be pissed, it should be
Pasadena?
Washington.
It is Pasadena, right?
It is.
Yeah.
If anybody should be pissed, it's them. Now,
I said that earlier in the chat.
You did. You said, hey, Alabama has to go all the way out of the South. They got to go to the West.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Michigan has to go from the Midwest to the West.
They do. They do. So 1-4, not much travel difference. No. It's going to be the same effect.
Yeah.
But, I mean, literally, what you're going to have is.
You said Texas. Texas is like, this is like a home game to them.
Texas is going to be, they're a state away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's 9-hour drive.
Correct.
9-hour drive.
Yeah, going
Washington,
to the Superdome.
A little bit 9 hours. It might be a 9-hour flight.
It used to be the Superdome. What is it now in New Orleans? Is it still a Superdome?
Sure. Why not?
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I don't know what
if
it
only
is.
we had a device we could look this stuff up.
Yeah,
like a computer that fits in the palm of our hand.
I do want to tell you, do you know what my favorite bowl game is? It's the Caesars Superdome still. Yeah. Shout out to Liberty for making a New Year's Bowl. All right. So we got Liberty at Oregon.
Shout out.
At the Fiesta Bowl. Shout out Liberty. Look, Lynchburg, an hour away from us?
45.
Yeah. And so 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in Lynchburg.
Yeah.
Right. And so shout out Liberty, man, representing Virginia. We said it earlier. Virginia is no longer a UVA, Virginia Tech team.
Nope.
They're JMU, ODU, Liberty, all these little.
Longwood University football, baby.
Undefeated. That's right. And so Liberty.
Unvictorious, but undefeated.
Liberty ranked 25 in the country.
Yeah. And it's looking like they might beat Oregon because your guy, Bo Nix, said, I don't know if I'm playing.
Why would he? He's already
why
he's going to
he?
declare.
Why wouldn't he?
I don't think it matters for his draft stock.
I think he's going to be a third-round quarterback. I think
that's where it is.
Listen, all that matters is the national championship.
It does.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
So, who has the most to gain from this national championship?
Yeah. You want me to go?
Yeah. We all know where you're going to go.
You
go
know
ahead,
where
give
I'm
your
going.
reasons.
Because it's been here. Who has the most to gain?
Yeah.
It's the entire program in Michigan.
Florida. Oh, I thought you were going to say Florida
Here's
State.
why. Jim Harbaugh and a big suck it to the NCAA football leadership. That's right. Suspend me. Do what you want to do. It would be justified glory for a team that's been left out by you and all the rest of them included. Left out of the conversation as best football team in the nation.
We talk about them every week.
Yeah, but you never give them their due. You never give them respect. It's always Ohio State's going to win. This team's going to win. They're going to lose to Penn State. You remember when we had that conversation weeks ago?
Say they were going to lose.
You did say they were going to lose to Penn State. Now,
they were going to beat Penn State.
Now, so that's what I say. So Michigan has the most to gain. Plus, you know what? I'd love to see it. Offensive lineman goes out last week. Pretty big injury. Love to see Michigan win it. But here's what I would say. Unless Texas wins. Could you imagine the Longhorns catching a dub in the national championship? Vince Carter-like performance by Quinn Ewers.
Vince Young.
Vince Young performance from Quinn Ewers. Okay. That would be something special. Longhorn football, glad they're back, but they're sneaky good. But Michigan, it's so easy. And I know we're going to go Homer, but it's definitely Michigan.
You know what? I'm going to go Michigan. I think they have – no! Jim Harbaugh shouldn't even be coaching. He should be suspended. He should be fired.
Crap.
Let you talk. Let me talk. This is my turn now. Thank you.
Crap. Watch his facial expressions as he speaks.
Yes, please do. Watch it. Harbaugh shouldn't even be there. Harbaugh should be fired. He should be gone. You've been stealing signs for 3 years. No, it's actually called advanced scouting. Great, awesome, great job, Twitter
We've
fingers.
had this conversation.
You're still wrong.
And everybody in social media world says you are absolutely wrong about this.
You can keep your TikTok friends. I got enough friends of my own.
I'm your friend.
You're one of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to this, okay? Alabama has the most to gain. Because for the last 2 years, all we've heard is what?
Georgia.
The dynasty is dead.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart stole his thunder. Georgia is the team to beat.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Nick Saban ought to ride off into the sunset. Well, guess what? Bama's back, baby.
But then you have guys like you and I, and even a couple other friends that we have. We've always said, don't count on Nick Saban.
No.
As long as he's breathing, don't count on Nick Saban.
Nick Saban is the greatest college coach in the history of college football.
The greatest college coach.
The greatest college coach in the
Nick
history.
Saban. So you're proclaiming it right now.
He's above Joe Paterno. He's above Bear Bryant. He's above everybody.
So Nick Saban, Paul, tell me again.
Nick Saban is the greatest college coach in football history.
Wow.
Prove me wrong.
I don't know that I can.
Prove me wrong.
Wow, what a take. Nick Saban.
Listen, he looked good.
If you weren't wearing an Alabama shirt, I might say
he won at LSU, and then he built a dynasty the likes of nobody has seen at Alabama.
Nobody
has seen a dynasty like that in a time where social media is crushing them, where players can jump ship, go anywhere they want. Nick Saban has won several different ways.
So when they get beat by Michigan, is he still the greatest coach ever?
Absolutely. He's not coaching against any legacy issues. He's the man.
Yeah.
He is.
I can't argue
everything.
it. I don't have anything.
That's why this title would mean so much to Saban.
That's crazy.
And so much to continue this legacy.
Yeah.
That nope, it's not Kirby Smart. It's not the Bulldogs. It's me.
Look what we did to Georgia on an off year in a down season. That'd be crazy. But I still think it's Michigan. But good take. No, that was really good from you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you.
Yeah. And so winning a national championship, there's no substitute for that. right?
No.
But we've seen some really, really great college players come out, and not everybody wins the championship.
No, we started chatting about this, and we're going, what are the greatest teams to not win? And then that evolved into, man, who are some of the greatest players? Like this player, they won the Heisman. Yeah, they didn't win a chip. That's right.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the players, you're going, greatest college football players. And then you list names, Vince Young. Oh, wait, he won a chip. All right, this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I won chips. So who is your top 5, we'll say, top 5 college football players to never win a championship?
Yeah, it's maybe a little more than 5, but I got a list.
No, narrow it down to 5.
I can't do that on the spot right now.
You are such a bum.
Okay, because a lot of it's going to be from the NFL too, like players that I saw play, and I'm going.
See, this is
all right. So here, let's start this.
It's hard to talk to you about
number
this.
One, I'm going to do this. Number 1, I'm going to go Barry Sanders. Okay, now Barry Sanders, Oklahoma State. He probably had the best college season that we've ever seen at running back.
Yeah.
Let me give you the statistics: 2,600 rushing yards. 19 touchdowns.
That's a single season, ladies and gentlemen.
So that's one season.
One season.
We have first-round picks, Jahmyr Gibbs, some guys that are playing in the NFL right now and are playing well, who don't do that in a career in college, right? That's crazy.
Yeah. Closest to it was Melvin Gordon. Wisconsin was creeping up on it.
Yeah.
And he fell short.
He had,
right. I think, 2 extra games.
Yeah, it's wild what he did in Oklahoma State in the 80s. So, yeah, I'm going to go Barry Sanders there. He's going to be my number 1. If I had to go number 2, I'm going to go a little bit older, and I'm going to give this one from my father, who was also in the Navy. Rest in peace, Dad. But Roger Staubach. Yeah. That's right. Heisman in 1963, Navy. Just crazy.
No bias there.
No bias.
Who's your NFL team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Right. And so, it doesn't help that my dad was in the Navy, but that's where I'm going to go there. Another one that I thought was really interesting, I want to give you this season stat in 1988. Derek Thomas. We all know him. The NFL great, Derek Thomas. Can I give you a stat line?
Roll Tide.
27 sacks in one season.
Roll Tide.
1988 still stands as the record. That's nuts. That's crazy. How about Orlando Pace?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the prototype for offensive tackle.
I remember him in college because he was actually in the Heisman voting as an offensive lineman.
He was.
And it was the first time I had heard it as a person, like him. It was crazy. I think he finished 4th in 1996, which I really thought was cool. And then at number 5, I'm going to go, maybe we talked about the best NFL players earlier in the week. This guy, he's going to be on the list. Everybody's list, top 5 should be Jim Brown. Can I tell you something? Jim Brown in Syracuse, he returned kicks. He returned punts. He had 8 interceptions while averaging 5 yards per carry. So cornerback or safety, kick returner, punt returner, and averaged 5 yards a carry in Syracuse. Couldn't believe that he never won a national championship.
All while doing it in, let's say, not the best social time.
Right. Crazy. A couple shout outs really quick. Lawrence Taylor, he tallied 16 sacks in 1980 at UNC. I know they're your favorite school in North Carolina. And then really quick, another just shout out. How about Bo? We all know Bo knows. Bo Jackson, Auburn standout, great running back in college. He was a good running back in college.
Overrated.
That is nuts.
Oh,
if you ever played Technical Bowl, Super Technical Bowl, Christian Okoye and Bo Jackson are the best running backs to ever play in the NFL. So
overrated.
Just
Jim Harbaugh has more rushing yards in the NFL than Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that's crazy. But those are going to be my top 5. So I'm going to give it to you again. Barry Sanders, Roger Staubach. Then I went Derek Thomas, Orlando Pace, Jim Brown.
It's a good list.
Great list.
It's funny because we looked at this. You went old school.
I went everywhere.
Yeah, you went old school, and it's cool because you are a college football convert.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see you diving in like, hey, I went old into like the history of college football.
I had some new.
Yeah, I went based off like who I remember watching growing up, and really as I got into high school, college, where Saturdays were for the boys.
Yeah.
Hey, buckle up. Where you guys going? You going? No, we're staying
watching
in.
College football.
Like
bro.
we're playing beer pong and we're watching college football until 3 a.m. Hey, Tuesday night, let's get some Tuesday night action, the mountain action content. Yeah. So
the MAC, man.
MAC, baby.
Yeah.
It was college football Tuesday, Wednesday, NFL Thursday, college football Friday,
That's
Saturday.
Right.
It was great. And I studied in college.
You did not.
Listen, I ended up a teacher.
But you are teaching the next generation.
I am. Children are our future.
That's what Michael Jackson said.
I believe children are.
That wasn't Michael Jackson.
That wasn't Michael Jackson.
Who said that?
Sexual Chocolate. Ooh, that boy good. That boy good. Is
that Whitney Houston?
No, it's not.
Who is it?
Let's get these my 5.
Yeah,
so
your
my top 5. Okay.
All right. Paul's top 5 college football players to never win a national title.
Number 5, I'm going to give a shout out. HBCU.
Oh,
Steve McNair.
Yeah, great quarterback.
Steve McNair, Alcorn State. Again, I had never seen anything like it. When he came into the NFL, Houston Oilers, you were going, who is this guy? This guy's built different. Like, he's built like a tank. And then they showed, him in college slinging the ball around everywhere and just running dudes over. Number 5, Steve McNair. Number 4, I'm going to go Adrian Peterson.
Great college career at Oklahoma.
Adrian Peterson at Oklahoma. Yeah. Again, as a freshman, he finished second in the Heisman.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was fantastic.
I remember watching a game of Oklahoma, and I said, this kid is going to destroy the NFL. And he did.
I mean, he absolutely did.
Yeah.
All day. Number 3, I'm going to go Peyton Manning.
Really? Tennessee.
Never won a title.
Go Vols.
Didn't win a title. Didn't win a Heisman.
No.
Most cerebral quarterback. I had a great time in 1998. I remember collecting. I still have Peyton Manning rookie cards. Yeah. I have a bunch of Ryan Leaf rookie cards. Those aren't doing so hot. But Peyton Manning just slung the ball everywhere. He was a coach on the field. Number 2, I'm going the most dominant player I have seen.
Ever.
The most dominant player I have ever seen on a college football team, Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Ndamukong Suh, I know right? He's one of the most overlooked college football players ever. Everybody talks about Aaron Donald in the NFL today. Ndamukong Suh in college football, he single-handedly changed games.
He did.
And Nebraska was a dog crap team, and Suh won them a couple games as a defensive tackle. My number 1 player, most dominant player to never win a title, Michael Vick.
This guy was amazing.
Michael Vick.
And this is a homer pick for both of us.
It is. I mean, listen,
we're both, Virginia.
Yeah. We're both, Virginia. I moved to Virginia late. I had a college roommate who was a huge Virginia Tech fan.
Yeah.
So we'd go to Blacksburg for the games. Yeah, you got to see Michael Vick's brother Marcus play. And we would watch, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, when college football wasn't on, we would throw on old Virginia Tech games. And watching that season, and you go, that team didn't have a lot of talent. And Michael Vick would give you the Michael Vick experience. Here's a guy who could throw the ball a mile. He was a 4.2 40 guy, and he just made everybody else look slow.
Lost to Florida State in the championship game. Played in Florida.
He did.
That was tough.
I mean, he made everybody look slower on the field.
Yeah.
So, again, my most dominant list.
Yeah.
Okay. All time. Number 1, Michael Vick.
Yeah.
The most dominant college quarterback I've seen.
Yeah, great.
Number 2, defensive tackle, Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, good pick.
Number 3, quarterback, Peyton Manning, Tennessee. Yep. Hate the Volunteers, but Peyton Manning. Okay, Go Peyton Manning. Number 4, Adrian Peterson.
All day.
And number 5, shout out, Steve McNair.
Yeah, Steve McNair.
Steve Air McNair.
Great shout out. He was good NFL quarterback too.
He was overlooked.
Those Oilers team.
I don't want to talk about Steve McNair in the NFL though.
No.
Music City scandal. Still not over it.
You're not over it.
Still not over it.
How about those Buffalo Bills? That was tough.
Still not. It was a forward.
It was a forward pass. I think we all know that.
We know that.
Yeah. And Des called it.
Listen, we have a lot to discuss coming up. It's bowl season, college football. We're going to drop the show on Friday, Thursday?
Yeah, Friday. It'll be on Friday.
We'll be dropping this on Friday for you guys. Listen, bowl season, we have a lot of transfers to talk about. We have some draft eligibility guys.
That's right. Hey, ride with us to the end of college football. We're almost there.
We're going to finish strong.
We're going to finish strong, and we're going to enjoy it. So we got a couple more weeks of college football talk weekly with the No Outs podcast. And so No Plays Off
No
podcast.
Outs podcast.
Sorry, shout out No Outs.
Shout out No Outs.
Yeah. But No Plays Off.
You're on with them, right?
I was, yeah. So Bobble Goat and No Outs came on. And so really fun time. Those guys are great, man. I love what they're doing out there. And I don't know that I've seen them on YouTube yet, but I hear they're coming. So
yeah. So listen, we got a Michigan fan, Alex Gullett.
Not a Michigan fan.
Just keep saying that, but you keep pulling for Michigan. Okay?
Because you don't give them their due. They're the best team in the nation.
Michigan is number 1 college football playoff. Congratulations to Alex Gullett and the Michigan Wolverines.
Thank you.
I am Paul Nelson, and forever at No Plays Off, we will say, roll damn tide!
We're out.